Okay, what is up, y'all? It's Ryan Morimoto here, and this is our show, Living Better, where we share stories and tips on living a healthier and happier life. And today we have Customer Appreciation Day, and this is where we bring on some of our customers so they can talk about their experience, talk about their life a bit, so you can gain different perspectives on different struggles and successes with life. We all want to learn from each other, and today I have a very special friend, Ethan. Ethan's a cool guy. He's a father and lives in Atlanta, where he works for a botanical garden. And rather than me telling everyone his life story, Ethan, can you maybe say hi and give a brief overview of who you are?
Yeah, sure thing. Hey there. Good to everybody listening. So I'm Ethan. I have lived here in around the Atlanta area for about 15 years. I work for a botanical garden, like Ryan said. I've done landscaping and outside work and love plants my entire life. Uh, probably since my 20s, struggled a little bit with anxiety issues and this and that. Was having some sleep troubles and things like that. So
Yeah, it's kind of cool that you work in a garden and we do herbs. I know you don't eat the flowers that you tend, but it's always good to see other people who can appreciate nature. And you mentioned anxiety, right? And that affects people in different ways. We've had some customers who say they have a hard time getting out of the house. Some say they have a hard time driving. My fiance personally, it comes in the form of social anxiety. So for you, maybe can you give a little bit of a background on like what you personally struggled with kind of leading up to Magu?
yeah, sure. I think, my thing mostly is, I push through my days. I am the manager at the garden, so I got a lot going on, even though it is a good job. So I can push through my days, and really at the end of the day, I was just done. I was so worn out from being stressed, from, my anxiousness that I had, just like what's going to happen. I'm trying to keep up with all these people, and then I've got three kids at home and my wife and everything, and just trying to juggle it all.
Yeah, yeah, that can be a lot. Being a manager, I'm sure you're managing many different things, people like you mentioned, and it's awesome that you have a family too. And so, kind of, leading up to Magu, have you tried any supplements for anxiety before?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I certainly have gone. I still take other supplements as well as Magu too. I mean, I still take some CBD products that I've found that help out.
Yeah.
Um, along the way. Let's see. Just some different vitamins and things like that. Some of the nootropics that are out.
Yeah,
So,
that's good.
yeah. So, and I've had some successes. Some things I've, had to put to the side. Some of the new, I don't know if you guys have looked into this vagus nerve stimulation. So that's something I've looked into recently.
That's interesting. What is that?
So essentially, you have this giant nerve that runs through your body that helps control all kinds of things in your body and your organs and this and that. But there's some new products out there that work on electrostimulation of
Mm,
your vagus nerve, and it helps develop like resilience to stress and things like that.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We did a podcast recently with someone else who does like a lot of like stress therapy and things like that. And I don't know if it was exactly the same thing, but he was talking about how recently he's been also doing some type of nerve stimulation, with um, electric signals and things
Right.
like that to help people out. And it's cool
Yeah.
that you've, or go ahead.
There's a couple of things out there that do it, just products. I'm always looking for something that's going to be like you buy it and you have it, and it's going to help you.
Yeah.
Like I don't buy it again.
Yeah, that would be nice. And like, I don't know if James shared this with you. You mentioned you briefly talked to him, but our CEO James, he's tried like hundreds, thousands of different supplements, different things like that, ashwagandha,
Yeah.
all of them.
Yes.
So it's cool to hear that you've tried them as well. So I guess if you could maybe highlight a bit, like what was your experience like with Bagu, for what you've been able to experience so far?
Right on. So started out, like I was telling you earlier, I started out with Mind Hack, and started on it. It was probably third, fourth day, I would say. And what I remember is I was coming home from work for lunch, and I was walking outside the door, and I literally felt like I was walking on sunshine.
Wow.
Like and you don't think about that. It just kind of happens. And I literally was walking out of there and that was that moment. I remember I got home, I texted James. I was like, "Hey, I think it's working."
That's awesome. Yeah, everybody's body is unique. Some people feel it the first day. Some people, can take up to a week. And like you said, a lot of the sweet spot is a few days in, maybe that 4 to 7 day-ish range. And it's cool to hear that, you felt that uplifting boost where
Yeah.
some people, can see the brightness come on. Some people get mental clarity. Me personally was kind of like you, like kind of just that uplifting
Yeah.
sense on that emotional
Well,
side, right?
I always have trouble relaxing.
Hmm.
Like most people would meet you and think that I'm a pretty chill guy, but like I like my muscles and everything's just relaxing. And with the Magu, I can feel that I can relax.
Right, right. And to not make this too much about me, but just to give people a little bit of a background too, right? Yeah, the relaxing factor can be both emotional and physical, and everything kind of in place together, our mind and body. And like you said, for me, I had like a lot of tension in my shoulders from a shoulder surgery, and like being able to relax the muscle not only helped me with pain, but like you said, it helps with stress as well. Because if you constantly are tense, like that soft release, it does wonders for your emotional well-being. I don't know how you feel about that.
Same way with me, Ryan. Shoulders is I hold all my tension up here. And I also had shoulder surgery years ago. I get big muscle knots in my upper traps and things like that. And yeah, it's nice to feel that melt away. It also helps like you said, your brain clear up a little bit and get rid of some of that brain fog.
Nice, nice. And you told me something very interesting as we started this, and this might be true for a lot of people, right? Like trying something new can be somewhat difficult or scary. And you mentioned how you were, seeing our post and whatnot for a quite extended period of time before you tried the product. So how would you describe Magu in your experience to someone who may be on the fence or hasn't really heard of it?
Huh. Let's see. How would I describe that? For me, I have tried many hemp products over the years. Big fan. The taste doesn't bother me one bit. It tastes like plant to me, and me as a botanical garden plant person, that doesn't really bother me. I understand some people may have a little problem with it, but my experience, I mean, I do just what you guys say. I wake up in the morning, big scoop, wash it right down, no issue. I mean, to me, it's probably one of the easiest things to do. I mean, if you can, if the taste bothers you, you can work around that. But really, it's scoop in the morning. It's just a real easy going powder. So
Right, right. And it's funny that you bring up taste because interestingly, what we've been finding with our research and even the research in the industry, maybe you probably have heard too of the terpenes
right,
bringing effects, right? And for those who may not know, but lavender has been known as a calming agent recently. They put in essential oils, and because that has terpenes that are mineral that helps with calming. So it's interesting you bring the tasting up because there is a plant taste to it. It is an herb, but that's actually part of the benefit, right? And I
yeah.
guess not all things good for you always taste the
Now I
best.
will tell you, I mean, personally, I really like it. I like the taste.
I
I
do
like
too. I love it
terpene.
too.
I like that taste. I've always liked hops, the taste of hops
Mhm.
a lot. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that. They're high with terpenes as well,
They are right.
Um, so for me, I'm good. Sometimes I'll put in and I'll let my saliva work in and kind of, get started on with a little digestion before I drink it down because I don't mind it
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, exactly like you said. I don't drink anymore. But when I did, I was a huge craft beer guy, and all those different tastes of the hops, like you said,
Yep.
or for those who drink wine, the different tastes of the wine, those are different terpene profiles, different tannins.
Hey,
That
have you seen the hop water?
no, I have not.
product out of Colorado. It's called hop water, and
Yeah.
it's or hop tea. They do it with tea too, but it's just hops and sparkling water. So if you like hops, it's amazing because I don't drink anymore either. So
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool shout
yeah,
out. I'll have
yeah,
to I'll have to check that out.
yeah.
Um, so Ethan, I've appreciated our conversation so far. It seems like you got some good benefits being able to manage a bit of that anxiety, feel a bit happier. Is there anything else that you would say to someone who, that I haven't asked you about, or maybe just one last tip or piece of advice for the people?
It's a good question. One
It,
tip or advice. I
it,
mean, I would say like so. If you want to compare it to anything, which is tough because it's a
mhm.
unique product, I think, which is what intrigued me about it. Like I said, I take CBD products and things like that. It's not the same. It's not that noticeable. It's just kind of I don't know. It's just this overall good feeling. One thing I will say I've noticed for sure is my stress resiliency. I think that would be the word I use, has improved to where maybe it would have taken me a couple days to get over something that happened. And now it's half a day, or whatever. So to me, that's huge.
That's so awesome to, I got goosebumps as I hear these things, because it's one thing, to have a business or whatnot, but being able to physically help people like yourself and hear these stories, it means a lot. That's those are the drivers for me. And to give people a little bit of context, yes, that is exactly what our product is intended to do, whether it be pain or stress. We can't prevent pain 100%. You can't prevent stress 100%,
Right.
but your response over time, whether it be a swollen ankle or stress, your body reacts to it, and then it tries to get back to homeostasis. And we're
Right.
just trying to help people with help like yourself with a little bit less stress and then recover quicker. So I'm so glad to hear that that helped you, Ethan.
Yep. Good. You guys have been great. I mean, I'll shout out to you guys, you and James. I mean, James, I literally can text him and he'll text me right back. So I think that's pretty amazing.
Yes, yes, we love to help all our customer out, people like yourself who, we just appreciate your feedback as well, being able to, hear how things are going, and always looking for ways to improve or help our customers even more.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys reaching out.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time, Ethan. This will conclude this episode of the Living Better podcast. Be sure to subscribe, comment below if you have any questions, and we'll see y'all next time. Thanks, Ethan.
Thanks, man. Peace out.
All right.